Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.
We're not qualified.
Who are you?
Explorers in the further regions of experience.
Did you not listen?
In the hell with you.
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 202nd episode of Screaming Into the Void, the show where we talk about whatever the hell we feel like. My name is Samuel the Infamous, and joining me today we have Caucasian Sasquatch.
What did I do wrong? Why am I always here, dude? How do you do this? Like, I'm sitting around driving home. I don't even know who's driving the truck anymore. And the next thing I know, I'm here, and I've got to deal with this.
Like the
It
image,
uses a summoning spell.
the image on your screen there of the Sasquatch hauling the Cthulhu monster, right, is misleading. It's misleading. And the reason that it's misleading is it's not that Sasquatch is captured and is hauling away his prize. It's that Sasquatch is the sled dog. So that's
anyway. Hi, how we doing? Welcome to the show. I appreciate everybody coming in. El Perro, Hurricane Perro, good to see you. John Paul, excellent. Do all the things you're supposed to do.
Indeed. We also have joining us Abe from Abe's Gonna Get You.
Howdy.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed. Or as I call him, my visual Abe. It's probably the most tasteful joke I can make about your name.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's that and the classic ableist.
Yeah, that's fair. So welcome in, everybody. If you might have noticed, I sound a little funny. That's because my tongue is lacerated, so it is a little difficult to speak properly, but we're going to power through anyway.
With that metal chick that you talked about. Yeah, no, he was telling me that he met this chick at like the fucking Spencer's shop.
She chipped a tooth.
Both of you did, apparently.
So, anywho, so I apologize about that, but we'll get through it. We also are live currently on two separate YouTube channels, Caucasian Sasquatch and Samuel the Infamous, as well as my Twix and Rumble accounts. If you're in any of those places, drop a comment. Let us know you are here, etc. at all. You'll also notice that for the first time in months, we don't have a link to Gals Give Send Go, and that is because earlier this week it was fulfilled. So we met the goal.
Nice.
Indeed. For those of you who helped out with that, who shared it out, who did the things, I know Gal appreciates that. We do too. Thank you, guys. Couldn't have been done without you. Now, that said, let's go ahead and say hello to the chat, and we'll get into it. I feel like I'm a little off today. Do I feel off to you guys?
It's because you're gay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I concur.
All right, first up in chat, we got Old Blindy talking about selling some stuff I never agreed to. Welcome in. We've got Arden Party. Howdy, good to see you. We've got Lawrence Knight claiming he's first when he's in fact third. We have Hurricane Perro in. Welcome in. Good to see you. John Paul. Welcome in. We have Underscore with us tonight. Howdy. Good to see you.
I just call him that guy.
A lot of people call him Dash. You know,
although I kind of feel like those last letters somehow spell film, and I don't know how I think that's true.
I think that just might be like a standard fucking prefix that YouTube slaps onto.
I don't know.
Like
anyway, go ahead.
Anyway.
Yeah, hold on. The other week you gave me shit for not describing his entire username.
That's because we give you shit.
That might be the case.
You motherfuckers.
I can't remember what you're talking about, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. It sounds like me. So
God damn it.
Checks out. It does track. I've known this guy for a while. That kind of fits.
I've said this before on the channel. I was once called into the office of an employer, And she said, a customer came to me with this complaint. She said that you said this in front of her and it's very bad. And I said, I don't have any specific recollection of saying those exact words, but if we're being honest, that does sound like me, so it probably happened. And she goes, I appreciate your candor. You know, not a lot, but
Right. Let's just be honest to keep everything 100. Not a whole
Right.
bunch,
No,
to be honest.
what you should
If
have
you
said,
lied to me.
what you should have said is, on the advice of your counsel, you plead the fifth.
Right. I dude, one of the funniest things I have ever seen, and I got to try to find this freaking video. Somebody put the track from Dave Chappelle screaming,
I plead the fifth.
right, over Fauci,
Yeah.
fifth, please. And they even put like a little cartoon Dave Chappelle head on him.
Yeah.
And they switched back between the voices and made it AI smooth. The 4-5-5th. I laughed so hard I cried, bro. My wife came in and looked at me and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Fifth." And she still doesn't understand me.
Indeed. But we understand each other, which is
Yeah.
maybe not a good thing.
Probably not. No.
Yeah.
It's the start of a cabal.
Oh no, we're not doing that.
I could build a
You
cult.
can go ahead. I don't look. I produce for several channels. A couple of them might have cults involved. I'm neither here nor there on that. I'm not a part of those cults. I am a producer.
Do you remember that conversation we had on here like a year ago where Devil was like, I could absolutely see how easy it is for Sam to build a cult.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, shut up. You're giving the game away.
Yeah. I'm not after their donations. I literally want their soul.
Yeah, just like, dude, shut the fuck up. We're trying to do this on the down low.
What you don't realize is we've already got a side deal set up with St. Peter. When we get to the pearly gates, it's not so much our souls we're getting through on,
right?
It's yours.
You know, and my mother hears this and she's like, what does he mean you could build a cult real easy? And I was just like, hello, Eldritch Horror.
Right? Hell, half the work is already done.
Right?
We have lore, we have
room,
everything.
And you
all we need is like a mailing address.
Yeah, if you're tagging.
All we need is a mailing address and a fucking Cash App. That's it. We need a domain name and it's on. No, I can't join any of this. I can't do this. Y'all stop. You're leading me astray. Quit it.
Again, Eldritch Horror. Hello.
Producer. Hi.
I've got access to the morphing grid.
Indeed,
okay.
Indeed.
Well,
right.
you know, yeah.
So let's get into it. Let's get into the first thing here. Kimchi. Do you guys enjoy kimchi?
I don't know that I've ever eaten kimchi. Can you
ever been in a
explain
room with
exactly
somebody
what
who
it
has?
is?
It's
don't
some
know.
Right.
fermented cabbage in the Korean way. It's basically Southeast Asian sauerkraut, but
Okay.
very, very strong smelling. Sometimes they don't use cabbage. Sometimes they use seaweed.
Yeah.
I have not been in proximity to a kimchi.
Well, you'd know if you had, because
Right.
the smell is
Well, I've smelled
literally
sauerkraut.
overpowering. It is horrendous. It is one of the most vile smelling substances on earth that passes for food. And what people often forget here, and I keep trying to remind them, is that fermented is just a polite way of saying rotten.
It's a cultivated rotten. It's a particularly selected rotten.
Right.
I mean,
So-
same's true for sourdough, but I mean cheese.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of a lot of Asian cuisine, particularly whatchamacallit, Korean cuisine.
Yeah.
Their barbecue's pretty good. But
It's good because of the way they do it. It's not so much. I mean, you fry anything like that over an open flame. You could cook shadow and
sure.
some of it tastes like delicious
Shadow.
long pork
Oh, sure.
What
Welcome
up,
in,
bud?
Shadow.
or an omelet.
So the thing is apparently eating kimchi can, according to this, help siphon out microplastics from your gastrointestinal tract.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
From Shining Science. A probiotic kimchi is shown to remove plastics from the body before they can spread to organs. A probiotic bacterium isolated from traditional Korean kimchi could act as a microplastic shield against the rising threat of nanoplastic pollution. Researchers in South Korea have discovered that leuconostoc mesenteroides CBA 3656, a lactic acid bacterium found in fermented kimchi, possesses a unique ability to bind nanoplastics, plastic particles smaller than 1 micrometer, that can easily cross intestinal walls and accumulate in vital organs like the brain and kidneys. In simulated laboratory environments designed to mimic harsh fluid conditions of the human digestive tract, the specialized strain maintained a 57% binding efficiency to polystyrene nanoplastics, far outperforming standard reference strains, which dropped to a mere 3% efficiency. To test these findings in vivo, scientists administered the kimchi-derived probiotic germ-free mice exposed to nanoplastics. The treated mice successfully excreted more than twice the volume of plastic particles in their feces compared to a control group, demonstrating the bacteria can effectively capture and escort these synthetic contaminants out of the digestive system before they migrate to deeper tissues. Meaning, the biological mechanisms were observed strictly within controlled laboratory cultures. The mouse models, meaning further clinical trials required to confirm if eating standard commercial kimchi yields identical protective effects in the human gut. Nevertheless, the study provides a foundational framework for developing food-derived probiotics engineered to combat systemic plastic ingestion. As global concern over microplastic contamination in drinking water and food supplies reaches unprecedented levels, utilizing natural fermentation-borne microbes offers a highly promising biocompatible strategy for mitigating the long-term toxicological risk associated with daily environmental plastic exposure. And say that shit 3 times fast, you bitch. Sorry. Blah, blah, blah.
Right. So the way you feel linguistically is what kimchi feels like when you eat it.
No.
Kimchi's good.
I knew you'd say that. No, it's not.
Ugh.
I mean, this isn't really the problem, though, is it? Because the plastic infestation of most forms of life on the earth has already occurred.
Right. That's what I was going to bring up. This will not help you, but it might help your children.
Well,
yeah.
Not if they're born of your body, it won't.
Well, no, if you're eating kimchi while if your wife carries your baby, maybe. Doing the thing, I'm saying it won't help you because your microplastics are already in your brain, right?
Sure.
It's a good preventative measure, but
sure,
as a corrective one, no,
exactly.
It's sort of like pre-war steel, right? Like they're looking for a solution that will basically reset them back to 0 rads.
Look up macrophage experimentation. It pretty much went out in the early 1910s, right around the time we got a hold to a decent antibiotic. People stopped really funding this type of research. But what it is this right here. It is the culturing of specific microbes that perform specific tasks for humans. In other words, let's say you get tetanus. Instead of going and getting a tetanus shot, they give you a pill for 4 months and you take it every day, and your body produces its own defenses by way of basically inoculating you against tetanus.
But Squatch, if you take that pill and it inoculates you permanently, then they can't sell you the short-term
it's
cure.
not permanent. That's the phage aspect of this is you're actually taking a contaminated pill that is preferentially contaminated with a batch of microbes that attack tetanus. And so you will be immune for a time, but those things have no use in your body without tetanus being in there. And so once they destroyed all the tetanus, they just pass out through your usual excretions.
Or they die off because there's no food. Because they're specifically...
At which point They're
designed
absorbed
to
and
devour
passed out through
tetanus.
excretions.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so
Well, selected.
Yeah.
Designed is the wrong word. So we're not talking about gene editing here. We're talking about the cultivation of wild, naturally occurring bacterium, protozoa, and various other things, and selecting them specifically because they do this.
Well, I imagine that there's some microscopic eugenics going on too with the breeding.
Absolutely. And I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I think that might be safe enough as it is, but it's
no. I'm not saying that there's a problem with
CRISPR
it. I'm just saying that it's probably not like they're not just straight up they're picking things that have traits that could be useful in the wild,
right,
and they are breeding them to be as useful as possible in the lab.
Yep.
Absolutely. It's identical to the pet revolution or the farming revolution, where selectively bred captive specimens are bred specifically to benefit humanity. This is the same thing. In fact, they've recently put together a treatment
also how we got
for
the pug
ulcers
by accident.
Wait, what?
I said it's also how we got the pug by accident.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, selectively breeding
Sometimes
traits.
it doesn't go well.
You're not wrong. Not our best work, but it does demonstrate the plasticity of the dog genome. My point is, it's no different than brewing a specific type of beer or making a specific type of champagne or anything like that. Freaking yeast, breads, you name it. We've been doing this since the dawn of time. Before any of the other evolutionary things took place, we were doing this shit. I don't understand why it's frowned upon now just because we found a magic bullet that has a limited time efficiency, right? It will only be effective for the next like 50 fucking years. And then we're going to have to invent a brand new science in order to combat the germs we create by using them. We are selectively breeding our germs to defeat us. We need to do it the other way around.
Sure. But we're running into the same problem with like antibiotics, for example, right? With the antibiotics, we have overused them to a point where nearly everything out there that is trying to harm us, that these things fight, have adapted
to some extent or another. Yes.
Well, this is how we got MRSA, right? Methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus.
Dude, MRSA is a nightmare.
Right. Now, it used to just be Staphylococcus aureus, and it wasn't methicillin-resistant. For those of you who wonder what methicillin is, it's basically the active ingredient in penicillin. And various other
like
antibiotics.
3/4 of the antibiotics on the market today that are
which are all based on the same general discovery.
Yes.
There are a handful of others that do exist now, like Keflex, which are not methicillin based, but they are losing efficacy as well because when
overuse.
Yeah, and so at some point in the near future, probably towards the end of my lifetime, we're going to be in the medical dark ages again because none of our antibiotics will work, and people are going to start dying of infection.
Y'all God has a good question.
I don't think so.
Unless we've got something to replace it, because the bugs are adapting and our antibiotics are not.
Biotechnological equivalents of nanoprobes, which already exist, could be deployed. However, the biggest issue is the moral issue of, do you want it or not?
I see what you're saying with that, and I think that is a huge issue. I think the biggest issue, though, is introducing something into our systems that effectively replaces our natural immune systems. What happens when they stop working? What happens if you happen to be exposed to an EMP? Because you're talking about machines, right?
Well,
not fundamentally, no.
We have examples of situations where, due to war or natural disaster, various other reasons, antibiotics were cut off from areas for months. In a couple of occasions, I think Rwanda was cut off for 2 years, and the only access they had to antibiotics was like airdropped in randomly across the country. Whoa!
What was that?
I don't know. I was echoing. Someone was echoing.
Shadow.
Anyway, and I don't remember where I came across the study, but they determined that around something like a 60% jump in just transient death, which is when an injury has taken place, but it's not life-threatening, right?
Yeah.
A finger cut, you burn yourself, you drop a cigarette, and it turns into staph or whatever. And it was like a nightmare. The doctors were completely overrun. They had nothing that would actually treat anything. These people were literally doing full-body salt baths to try to combat various types of modern bugs, and they were just as effective today as they were 100 years ago, which is to say not very, but kind of.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be the tricky crossroads that we're going to face. Will you either allow a whole bunch of people to just die off, or we use technology to fix everyone? But
have you ever read Methuselah's
obviously, a lot
Children?
of people don't like that idea.
I'm not really a fan of either one of those ideas.
Have you ever read
neither am I,
Children?
but
Either one of you?
Say that again, Sasquatch.
Methuselah's Children. Robert.
Oh,
Heinlein.
yeah.
Abe? No.
Fundamentally, at the end of the day, we could be presented with nothing but those two options.
Sure.
I think. Wait, Abe, were you able to hear Squatch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So in the book, a group of people develop the ability to live, hundreds of years, thousands of years, whatever.
Yeah.
Those people end up being ostracized to such a point that they are literally hunted down and gathered to be studied because it was believed that they had some sort of euthanasia treatment, scientific euthanasia treatment. But in reality, they were just a, what's the thing everybody hates? The Margaret Sanger and all of that shit.
Eugenics.
Yeah, they were basically a eugenic success story, right? The one that never happened, that we never heard about. And in the book, it's science fiction. He steals a spaceship, hauls ass, takes all of them with him, and then the rest of the human population are left on Earth to develop their own longevity treatments, which actually work with the Methuselahs as well. So somebody who's a normal human can live for 1,000 years as long as they keep up with their euthanasia regimen, but a Methuselah can live 1,000,000 years using the same treatments.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't solve the problem. It just delayed it. What's up, Izzy?
Indeed. That actually reminds me, I can't remember if I put this in the private chat or not, but there was a thing I ran across earlier this week. I'm just talking timelines here. It's completely unconnected to almost everything you said except for the timeline. But there is a scientist right now who is proposing to move Earth 20 kilometers further from the sun to
what could possibly go wrong?
Save it from the sun. No, it gets better. To save us from being consumed by the sun's eventual expansion in 5 billion years.
Well, we better jump right on that.
So is this actually a scientist or just a regular retard?
Well, I think he's probably both.
well, see, Abe, in America, you can be a fucking raging moron, but manage to get a high enough score on your SAT to be just given as much money as people want to give you, and then get a PhD, and now you're technically a scientist, even though you're a mouth-breathing moron. I've met people like that. I've met people who are going to graduate school, and I'm like, oh, you are, how the fuck do you not choke without manual breathing? What the fuck is wrong with you? So I absolutely believe that there is someone running around with a PhD or a doctorate who would do something that stupid. And bear in mind, this is somehow dumber than the fuckers going, we just need to kill 4 billion people to stabilize our planet's biosphere.
7.5, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that took off crazy recently, everyone was like,
so
4 billion? That adds up
mechanism?
to... it's like it's mouthish shit, and recently that 4 billion figure went crazy because people did the math and added up. If you take Africa, India, and China, that's 4 billion, and a bunch of people lost their shit on Twitter. It was really funny to watch.
What is the mechanism through which this person thinks they can move the Earth.
Well, that's what I was
I'm not
fixing to
sure
get at.
about-
I don't
looking
think
for
that's the
article
point.
now.
I don't think that's the point. The point is the technical finesse that it would take to literally move a planet is a series of technologies, and a way to go about attempting to build those technologies is the proposal that, hey, let's move a planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're
you could
talking-
just make a big enough rocket.
No, it would take a bunch, and also it would take some unbelievable computational power.
The
because the
rocket
planet's
would have to
spinning.
be a tenth of the size of the surface of the Earth.
Something like that, yeah.
That is a sacrifice
all
I'm
of
willing to
Earth's
make.
fuel.
We know you are, bro.
Listen. What you need to understand is it is not the place of the dreamer, of the idealist, to make the plan feasible. They merely come up with the plan. It is the logistician who turns the impossible into reasonable and then shoots themselves afterwards.
Yeah,
He's not
I'm
wrong.
going to regret bringing you back up here.
You're welcome. You are welcome, my
I
friend.
already do.
No,
I already do.
Shadow's just happy because the size of the rocket you're describing, or the booster or whatever that you're describing.
Right.
Thruster. We'll go with thruster. Thruster makes the most sense.
Yes.
He likes big old
Would
rockets.
basically replace India.
No, Abe said a tenth. Abe said a tenth of the planet. That would meet the Malthusian requirement of, hey, we need to get rid of 4 billion people, because you could just level Africa, India, and China, as well as parts of fucking No, but that would mean the Russians would suffer casualties. Okay, we need a new planet.
Suddenly his idealism has a
No.
problem with
Let's
it.
go with China.
No,
Right.
Swap
that-
Russia out. Let's get rid of China. Let's have
no,
them
because
all.
like you would need like the logistical attachments
y'all
as
doing?
well to like maintain
Y'all are both
it.
silly. Stop it.
You'd be fucking with
Yeah,
Mongolia and
yeah.
Russia at
We're,
that
we're
It's
point.
right
debating
there.
genocide,
People deserve it.
Sasquatch.
We're already gyroscopically stabilized from there. What the hell are y'all talking about? Besides, the tidal waves alone would kill billions easy.
Yeah. And what about the moon?
See, that's the thing, is I've read some Star Wars, and this type of shit happens on the regular. The moon. All right. So this is going to be a bit of a bit of a catching point. We got to do something about the moon first.
I mean, it's much smaller,
Yeah.
so you'd need a significantly less sized rocket. Plus, it's already got a
Sure.
fuel source attached.
But it's got to
Yeah,
go
'cause
away.
It's so easy to build rockets on the surface of the moon.
Well, let's be honest now. Rockets are nothing but a directed thrust of an explosion. We can blow shit up like nobody's freaking business, right? We've got that shit down pat. Controlling
Yeah,
it, not so
the
much.
problem is, though, is there's no stopping distance in space.
Yes and no. Wait, what do you mean?
So, say, for example, we just chucked, I don't know, 100 nukes at the moon.
Okay.
It would shift its orbit, sure.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't stop.
But no,
Not
absolutely
until
not.
it captured the orbit of another celestial object.
No,
That's why
That's where
you
you're
need
wrong.
two. That's why you need
It-
2 rockets. One to speed you up, one to slow you down.
So you'd have one on each side.
well,
Yes.
2 on each side. If you're going to build one, why not 2 for twice the price?
Keep in mind, this was the villain's plan in Mortal Engines.
You're
Yeah.
This
right.
shit-
Fuck.
Did you fucking forget about that, Squatch?
Well, no, I was sitting here thinking that I thought I'd heard this before, but I couldn't quite put my finger on where. Then you said it. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Did you not think about, by the
damn.
way, Mortal Engines? Really fucking good books. I like them. They're really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's a
All right, now I'm
solution
just
that
gonna-
doesn't have a problem is the thing, right? That nobody needs to move the freaking earth. You know this. That's not the point of this. The point would be to be able to move other large bodies in space utilizing technology derived through this attempt.
Yeah.
Aim big.
And if we're talking millions and billions of years in the future, humans won't exist in their form now anyway. There'll
If
be
at all.
something completely different.
Also, it won't really matter what's happening to Earth because by that point we'll be FTL capable.
Will we?
Probably.
No, I don't believe.
I don't know
think
that we
survive
will.
long enough to do that.
Humans?
Um,
And so,
No.
listen, if we're talking about a
These Debbie
permutation,
Downers.
if we're talking
Yeah.
about a permutation of existence where a variant of humanity, like Abe's specification of, oh hey, our civilization manages to reach that point where we are no longer Homo sapien, we are something else. Within that permutation, some form of human life has managed to get to that point. Odds are we at least can travel between the stars. It might not be Star Wars fast, might not even be fucking Star Trek fast, but you know, it's possible. It might be
So-
Battletech slow.
The current plans for extra planetary largely involves hollowing out meteors, asteroids, specific ones that we know where are. Go ahead.
So I found
What up, Mike?
I found the thing. Took me a minute. Sorry about that.
Cool.
Scientists propose moving Earth away from Sun. 3-step plan explained. A guy named Gabriel Henry. This is a paper that was accepted by the Journal of British Interplanetary Sciences. It's not
Okay,
an
Can we
he
see the
needs to be
credits?
disbarred immediately.
There's a lot of retardation coming out of your country. That's all.
Can we see the credits? I bet you it's Muhammad, Ahmed, and Khalib.
Well, the article was written by Abu Huraira. So
Nailed it.
Shot.
Fucking nailed it.
Nailed it.
I'm talking from the freaking center court line, bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
So this was-
quotation marks British. Yeah, sure.
So this was published a week ago. And
Hold on, what
they
was his
wanted
name?
to do, the scientist or the guy who wrote the article?
Scientist. What's the scientist's name?
Gabriel Harry.
All right. I'm just checking Wikipedia.
Are you trying to find out? Are you trying to make sure he's not a Jeet in disguise?
I am checking. Well, he actually doesn't have a Wikipedia page, so I can't check his early life. And no, it's not Indian. It's something else.
Dude, they published this article a week ago.
It
Oh,
doesn't
he's
mean
retarded.
he doesn't mean he doesn't have a Wikipedia page.
A lot of people
And
don't have
he
a
does-
Wikipedia page.
Right, a lot of people don't. But the
Billions.
fact that this article is new does not inherently mean he doesn't have one.
Hold on, Shadow. Did you write your Wikipedia page?
No.
Do
I
you?
believe you.
Wait, I have a fucking Wikipedia page? What the fuck?
I don't know if you do or not. I don't go to Wikipedia.
I literally only go to Wikipedia to find links to things, book or like orders of books,
There's your problem.
or early life pages of people that did shifty shit, like the Prod Father. Google him.
So, anyway, back to the thing here. Okay, so scientists have proposed an ambitious plan to move Earth away from the sun in a bid to keep it habitable for our 9.1 billion years.
Hmm.
Now, if you follow the old Earth theory, they state that we're somewhere between 4.1 and 4.5 billion years old already. The planet, I mean,
Yeah.
not people. Which only gives us about 5 left before the sun expands and, consumes us all. It says the sun's expected red giant phase in about 5 billion years. Here's the thing. Red giants tend to expand quite far. It's probably going to go further than we are when that happens. Most likely. Right? I would say that it'd probably get far enough that it would set off a chain reaction in Jupiter and we ended up with the second sun in the solar system and everybody dies.
Oh.
But that aside.
The thing is, though, once a star gets to its red sun phase, like, life will become impossible on Earth to begin with.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And it's going to happen a long time before 5 billion years.
Yeah.
Are these real scientists?
Again, it's not hard to get a fucking PhD in this world.
And also keep in mind that scientists are humans and humans are corruptible and scientists will say all kinds of stupid shit as long as the funding keeps coming.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
This is something that a lot of people forget when they say experts say. I was like, yeah, they were paid to.
Yeah.
Also, another factor there is like, oh, experts say. the internet, there are so many fucking experts out there, and the internet is so fucking vast. If you show me a peer-reviewed study that says one thing, I guarantee you I can find a peer-reviewed study that says something different. You find a guy making an argument for one thing, I can find a guy arguing for the opposite. So, like, it ultimately comes down to who's got more qualifications. And like I said, I've met people who have qualifications, and then you take the time to talk to them, and you realize, you do not deserve the title of sentient being.
Thanks
You
for
barely
checking that
qualify
out,
as
Arden.
no,
Favorite.
no, Arden, no,
Cheers,
Zach.
Arden. Doing a hard work
Thanks,
for us.
Zach.
he's diving on that grenade.
Remember how good he is.
Oh,
That's so fucking funny. Yeah. You see, what you didn't understand there, Shadu, is, or maybe you did, that the yet part of that statement was both a statement of current fact and a threat of things to come.
Of the future itself.
That was
It's
a
not a
statement of
fucking
intent.
judging by what Arden is posting right now, that is not a threat. It is a promise of what is currently occurring. I guarantee you by the end of the stream, he's going to be like, "Hey, can someone make me a mod so I can post this?" I
He'll at least have
it.
the first draft patched out, probably.
Yeah. And it's gonna be as accurate as Wikipedia, i.e., completely fucking wrong in a lot of shit.
Well, the
Like,
good
he's gonna
news
get
is
my
nobody
age
will know
wrong.
because it'll be in Newfie.
He's gonna get my age wrong. He's gonna get my branch of service wrong.
And it doesn't matter. No one will understand it.
Yep, looks like Arden's doing some shit.
Can I read the leading report? We have a leading report.
We'll get to that in a second.
Oh, come
We
on.
haven't even
Okay, all right,
gotten
go
to
ahead,
the interesting
go
part
ahead.
of this. So, red giant phase, 5 billion years out, like whatever. That's not something that we need to be actively worried about. This guy, for some reason, is. Now, it's his proposal that I find interestingly retarded. Harry proposed to re-engineer. Oh shit! I didn't mean to highlight the whole fucking thing. Re-engineer the solar system by using a continuous beam of oxygen extracted from Jupiter to expand the Earth's orbit from 1 AU to 1.2 AU over eons, meaning the Earth will have a much greater chance of survival against the red suns or the sun's red giant phase.
No.
Look at the picture, Abe. Look at the picture. He wants to build a big fucking oxygen extraction machine on Jupiter to fire at Earth, which will somehow draw it further from the sun.
That's the alien.
No moon.
He's the alien. He's wanting to make Jupiter habitable. That bastard.
He's claiming the oxygen that he can extract from Jupiter will be enough to do that. First of all, I mean, yes, oxygen would be present on there in some amount, but in enough to fire some kind of continuous beam in order to permanently expand the orbit of the Earth.
Sam, it's magic.
Hypothetically, there would be a layer of metallic oxygen right outside of the layer of metallic hydrogen, helium, the other shit in the core of that bitch.
Yeah, but Sasquatch, you've got to get through the layer of magic first.
You're right. I didn't even take that into account, bro. Thank you. This is why we keep him around.
Can we just be fucking normal as a species and just build a fucking like screw this like magic oxygen beam? Just stick a fucking rocket on it. Just make a big dome that contains an explosion and uses that as a directional momentum apparatus or whatever the fuck we want to call that. Like, just can we be normal, please?
Driver.
There, mass driver. Let's just, you know what? Anal railguns. Let's just use that. Let's just be normal.
Ow.
Sorry, did you say anal railguns?
Yeah, you missed that era. You missed that era of the show. That was a while back.
Yeah, you can think of.
As it turns out, if you have a butt plug in, be damn sure it doesn't have an iron core in it before you get into an MRI or an MRI machine.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because the guy did, and he survived, but it ended up in his chest cavity.
Ow.
Oh, fucking no.
and you can thank a prudish Muslim woman for the phrase "anal railgun."
Yeah, it was a fun time in the show's history.
Yeah.
Is that cat?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cat. that sounds like cat. She sounded excited when she said it too. I know she did.
I think this would have been like 2 or 3 episodes after I introduced her to the concept of pegging.
Yeah,
she did research. Jesus, horrible
Anal
man.
railguns up the ass, baby.
But it was Kohai Masochist who found the story for us, and it did happen. And it's just don't wear your butt plugs into get an MRI.
just don't wear butt plugs. Like that's probably the smarter decision. Just don't wear them.
Speaking
Sir,
of
I feel targeted.
did you
all
so
three
this is
of you,
Wendy's.
all fucking 3 of you should feel targeted by that statement.
I think Sasquatch, if you haven't, you need to go see my my latest short.
Oh,
Speaking of butt
I'm
plugs.
slightly aroused.
Ooh.
It's
How short are we talking?
about 7 seconds.
Short enough, big boy.
So anyway, but yeah, this guy has 3 steps to do this. I'm not going to go through all the details because it's fucking retarded. But stage 1, block some of the sun's heat to stop Earth from getting too hot. Stage 2,
Retarded.
turn Jupiter into a giant power source to give Earth light and heat.
Hyper retarded.
Stage 3, slowly push Earth further away from the sun so it stays safe as the sun gets bigger. The whole
Ultra
thing's fucking fun.
retarded.
At least he chunked it. Like, at least he went, okay, we're going to break it up into 3 parts, and then we have our beginning, our end state, our critical events, and our condition set. At least he gets a D, okay? It's a fucking retarded idea, but at least the retarded idea is somewhat organized.
And
That
layers of
article read
insanity.
like-
It's the
That
magic
article
that I
read
have a
like
problem with.
retard the opera.
All right, I got
Jesus
nothing for that one.
Christ.
That's pretty good.
Isn't it? Isn't it? So Grimace. Grimace of McDonald's fame
Mm-hmm.
No,
is a giant butt plug. And now you know how he got his name.
no. If you remember properly, Grimace once had 6 arms.
I do. Those were
The most
Those are the
terrifying
hooks.
things in history.
so that when the
6
butt plug
arms?
goes in, it doesn't
Yes.
come back out.
What up?
You
Think
see,
like a cat's barbed penis, but Grimace.
Squatch or Sam is trying to traumatize you with that image of Grimace, but I've seen the Meat Canyon video involving Grimace.
I'll be right back.
I know how
Yeah.
fucked this can get. I know how bad this can get.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was.
In fact, I have a clip.
You
Oh,
had-
sweet baby Jesus.
You look cute when you eat those fries.
Oh, stop it!
Now go ahead. Get a taste of that Big Mac. It's really good.
This is a pretty good. Big
Come
Mac.
on in. The water's just fine.
It's just fine.
Oh, come
guys.
on. I won't bite. At least not that hard.
Yes, you will. You're a liar.
You still haven't tried your Big Mac. Something
Sorry.
wrong? I'd hate to see you go home hungry.
Yeah.
Our bathrooms are very clean.
True story.
All right. For some reason that reminds me of the Lance Riddick Funny or Die skits where he's running Toys R Us.
Yeah.
You remember those? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Toys R Us, it's Toys R Me.
Oh, Abe, you know what's really fucked about that episode from Meat Canyon?
I
Yeah.
know because I don't watch Meat Canyon unless you guys.
I
fucking
said
make me.
Abe. I said Abe, not Sam.
Yeah.
And the answer is it's
Fucking
actually a
Meat
sequel.
Canyon.
It's actually a sequel.
Okay.
Do you know which video it's a sequel to?
You're not thinking of the Willy Wonka one?
It's the Willy Wonka one. Because I
Yeah.
don't remember what it was
Yeah.
specifically, but there's something in the background of that episode of the McDonald's one that
Yeah.
references the previous episode.
Oh, it's good shit.
Yeah. No, if I had a nickel for the number of Meat Canyon videos that play on like grooming or sexual assault, it's too many fucking nickels, and they're all too just. Something happened to him at one point. Something I don't know what it was.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hope he's got a good therapist or like has a way to fight his demons or something.
I hope he's okay.
Fuck. Because fuck, man, like something happened to him.
Right. You know, you find out later that the guy who's running the Meat Canyon channel is Jody Plowshay.
You got a tight little man pussy on
Okay,
you,
that's
don't
enough
you?
of that. I'm gonna mute you.
Oh, it stinks. Nice.
Yep, that's enough of that shit.
Best part of that clip is Warner Brothers copyrighted it and claimed it, so now it's canon that Bugs Bunny is a struggling
to
rapist.
the Warner Brothers universe.
Yeah.
It is canonically proven that Bugs Bunny is a struggling rapist. We live in this timeline, boys and girls. This is the permutation of existence that we walk upon.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't go with the skunk.
Yeah, Pepe would have been a much better
Pepe Le
lean
Pew.
on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not struggling. He completely he accepts.
Oh no,
his
he nails
position.
it.
Well,
He's
no,
all over that.
This was the era of Meat Canyon when he was just taking beloved characters and then just doing really fucked up things with them with very like messed up art. It was just kind of like, hey, what if I take Bugs Bunny, draw him really fucking weirdly, and then just make him a struggling rapist? Or when they took like the Adventure Time characters and just had them sing the song.
Hold on. My favorite one is where Homeboy goes in to find the
Some
lich
sparkles.
and wears him as a backpack to prove to other people not to screw with him because he's literally wearing a lich that's screaming, "Run away! Run away! He's crazy!"
Wait, Squatch. Wait, Squatch, have you seen the art that was like made after the Fiona and Cake debacle, like the sequel or reboot show for Adventure Time, where it's like it's basically it's Finn as King Conan and all of the fucking females, including Lumpy Space Princess, just dressed up in fucking bikinis, and he's wearing the lich like a fucking like a fucking lion cape or something.
Like a freaking fanny pack, bro. That shit is hilarious.
Yeah.
But I mean, also it proves the point of, do you know how much of an absolute unmitigated badass you have to have a lich for a fucking accessory?
Yeah.
A lich, an actual lich.
Dog,
Oh, yeah.
not just to be an accessory, to be a fucking 10-year-old, and your primary enemy is a fucking lich that is so brokenly powerful that, like, even if you erase him from time and space, he comes back. Doesn't really give a shit, just comes back.
Well, I was just thinking about the logistics of the situation. Every morning when you wake up, that lich has, 92 spells it can throw without any somatic components? Like, you're just tanking that shit every morning for breakfast? These things include things like Wish and Time Stop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems troublesome.
Broken.
Yeah. See, we had to if we had to put this way, if we had the Haunter of the Shitternet versus the Lich, you'd probably still win, Sam, but it'd be a pretty damn close fight.
Hey, Sam. What if I told you that there is a secret moon base?
I would first of all ask you if you've been watching Iron Sky.
Okay, so it's
Banger.
weird that you mentioned that. Yes, but that's not where I'm getting this. Although it's probably acquired through the Dosglaka. So, yeah, might be. Check it out. Scientists warn of a secret moon base after giant fleet of UFOs is spotted on the surface, as per Daily Mail from the leading report.
Now, to be
Daily
fair,
Mail.
leading
I'm
report
out.
is the digital equivalent of the rag that is the Daily Mail.
Well, that's not why I'm happy about this post, you see. There's a few responses.
Like this
Some
one,
of them are obvious.
which is clearly a shot from Iron Sky.
That's a lovely
Exactly.
geometric design they've got.
Weird. And of course, this one is like, hey, wait, are you not shocked? Man, I got a lot going on lately.
Dead ass. Dead
smoking his fucking cigarette. Like, yeah, I know. This is a big thing, but she's pregnant.
Dog, dead ass.
A side chick and a truck, and they're all late.
If I'm outside, like, smoking my cigar, just, like, chilling, talking with some dumbass motherfuckers, and an alien walks up and is just like, greetings, human. I have come to this world. Why are you not freaking out? Dude, I just got back from the field. I'm going back to the field at 0400 on Monday. I don't got time for this shit.
You just be like, sup, bro?
Just pull up a seat. We're talking about retarded shit on Discord.
Normal people watching a movie. Spooderman, funny. Me watching a movie. I wonder if this is predictive programming for an upcoming terror attack or alien invasion.
It is.
Or a terror attack, alien invasion.
Yeah.
Or worse,
like did anybody
alien invasion masked as a terror attack.
Did anybody see Disclosure Day?
No. I was super stoked for it, and then I saw like I forgot about it.
This
and then
is
I saw
the
Twitter,
though.
and then I saw a Twitter post talking about it. I'm like, oh hey, let me actually go like see the summary, and I read the summary, and I'm like, oh, I'm concerned. I read the Wikipedia. I read the fucking Wikipedia's plot synopsis, and I'm like, oh, this is dog shit.
Right?
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite Whitest Kid You Know skits about moon bears. Talking about moon bears is the White House press conference called, and they released that there are bears on the moon. They're left over from the Soviets years ago, and they've been breeding, and now there's bears everywhere. And one of the fucking people in the press corps goes, just a shot in the dark, but we wouldn't happen to be invading Iran today, would we? I can neither confirm nor deny.
Dog, this reminds me of when I saw that trailer for, I think it was 7 Boys in a Boat or something. The movie about
no, that was a porno.
Too gay. Way too gay. Not going.
Okay,
that was a gay porno.
No. What's the actual name, Squash?
That's where you went.
Okay, whatever. Point is, it's a film about a bunch of like white dudes coming together, being a team to win a competition. Me and my dad are in the theaters watching. I think it was Napoleon.
Bro, you just subscribed 93% of the 80s fucking movies in my repertoire.
Let me finish my fucking point.
I mean, that's literally the plot for Revenge of the Nerds.
I don't care. Let me finish this point.
Gayer as well.
Anyway, my dad and I are watching the fucking commercial. We turn to each other, and basically at the same time we go, we're about to have a war for Israel. In the vein of like the whole, we're being programmed for shit, because it had been years since there was a movie about like white male camaraderie and young men teaming up and like working together. And just coincidentally, around the same time that Israel was starting to really need American assistance in some of their bullshit, a movie about this stuff just happened.
There might be a little confirmation bias built into this premise, but I'm going to let it go this time, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, we've established that Hollywood is a mechanism for altering the way the populace think about certain things.
Sir.
No, it's...
The Swiss bankers, yeah, sure.
They're not Swiss. Yeah. Fuck you. The Swiss are German. They're from our guy.
Hold on. We need to stop all of this, because this is fixing to go right where I don't want it to go. Disavow. I don't know this, man. Wrong number, Craig call.
The Habsburgs are from the area that would become...
Stop it, dude.
Let's look at the screen. Look at the screen. Shut up, bitch, and watch the screen.
Scientists, I think you can trust me.
I do think this is funny though, that particular meme, right, with Fauci there saying, "I think you can trust me," always reminds me of that bit in My Cousin Vinny, where Stan is the only one awake, and Vinny comes in, and he's like, "I think you should be grateful to me." You know, and Stan thinks he's going to get fucked in a second, and it's a whole misunderstanding. Anyway.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that is unreasonably turned on by her taking the stand?
No,
That entire conversation
not.
about the rear differential difference between a Buick Riviera. Yeah. Oh, dude. Like by the time of that, by the end of that freaking scene, I'm standing in full salute, bro.
The bit where she goes, "I'm positive." I'm like, yeah, I gotta go change my shorts.
Yeah. Gotta go change my shorts. Fuck. I'm positive.
I love that fucking movie.
Oh. It is a good one. Sure.
Isn't that from is that from Harry Crumb or Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? I can't remember.
I think that's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. This is right before they get the big. If I remember right.
I miss John Candy too.
Oh no, good God.
No.
There's a bunch of
Star Trek fight music.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that is a straight up gun.
Well, that's more from, I think they were going for V.
Yeah, Aliens and V.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not sure I want to show this one. I don't like the little image that pops up over there.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, fuck no. Zero.
So, this came out a little bit ago, and apparently it's funded by the UK government in an effort to increase tolerance and foster a sense of brotherhood between, you know, all the various peoples in your country who are at odds right now. And what I think is funny is that they went with an Arab gay to smooth things over.
This doesn't work. Let's do this clinically.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
This is gonna
start from the beginning, people. Everybody chill.
Off.
Basil the Great is the source on Twitter. X. What are we calling it? Shitter?
I call it Twix.
Twitter. Twix. News, apparently. It has been revealed that the UK government used British taxpayer money to fund a Muslim gay version of Romeo and Juliet called Romeo and Hamed. That can't be real, dude.
No, it's real. Yeah.
This reminds me of I can't remember if this was Britain or Denmark, but they made a recruitment commercial to be like join the armed forces, serve your country, and it's like a 20-minute spiel of a Muslim who's like in their armed forces. He's not an auxiliary. He's like wearing the same uniform as them, praying as the rest of his buddies just kind of stand around him on a hill in full combat gear. And I'm just watching this shit and I'm like, okay, hold up. You're telling people go join the military so you can guard Ahmed while he skylines your position in hostile ground. Who the fuck greenlit this? Same thing with this. Who the fuck greenlit something of, hey, we want the British people to not be mad there's immigrants here, so let's have a dude date an immigrant, and said immigrants are from a homophobic, are usually pretty fucking homophobic, so let's make the guy that they're standing in for a gay man. Who is this for?
No idea.
So I just double checked. I have checked this before, but this is real. This is happening. There's a guy named Scott Horgan who wrote this, this is his first time as a playwright. Go figure.
I see a bright future in his past.
It's going to be running at Riverside Studios in Hammersmith, London between September 2nd and 6th next month.
How long do you reckon it'll actually run?
Oh, maybe a night.
Oh, wait, here's a better question. Who do you reckon is going to protest it?
Everybody.
Everyone.
Is this just UK rage bait on it? Like, is that what's happening?
Well, the part that gets me, like, I could absolutely see some idiot leftist fucking starving artist type want to do something like this, to make a statement or whatever. I totally see that. What gets me is the fact that they use taxpayer money to fucking fund this shit.
Oh, I'm not surprised in the least by that. That is actually
that's the most egregious part, in my opinion. I'm sure the Muslims would say it's the butt fucking, but
But here's the thing: at least these people pronounce themselves as being from the UK, so they're actually giving the taxpayer money to people in the UK. That is a big benefit as compared to USA, where we were sending bajillions everywhere, get nothing.
I mean, definitely. If the transgender mice were from fucking Alabama, I'd be much cooler about the whole USA idea.
Right. This at least is a product that you could laugh at, point at, and just game off of all you want. You can't do that with the transgender freaking monkey patrol from San Pueblo.
Well, dude, the AI description of this under key themes, identity and faith, focuses heavily on the intersection of queer desire and traditional Muslim family expectations. Somebody's getting thrown off a fucking rooftop in London.
Yeah, guys. Places, bro. High places.
I have the mental image, right? I have the fucking mental image of a horde of angry Muslims and a horde of like Oswald Mosley fan club black shirts just like walking down opposite ends of the streets to just start like violently fucking riot in this theater, and then they cross each other and they're like, okay, so who gets to do this? Because we both have the right to be pissed.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
I hear you, dude. But see, the way that would work is they would meet up in the middle, stare at each other. One side would start chanting, and the other would just snap.
I can't see how this. I'm trying to see the play in my head here, and I'm thinking like, but soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east.
But soft.
And Hamed is the sun.
Right.
You see how this doesn't work even on like a general level.
I mean, the words themselves are so gay. You need a woman in that fucking role, or it doesn't work.
Aptly, some yet doth hang on his dick.
Forgot about that part. Oh, there's a whole bunch that's going to be real fucking weird now that I think about it.
Dost thou bite thy dick at me? Yes, sir. I do bite a dick.
Hold on, wait a minute. Is Ahmed?
Wait, no. Both your houses.
Yo, wait, hold up. I just realized, they're gonna have Romeo murder a fucking Muslim dude, because he kills like Juliet's cousin or whatever.
Right, but they're also gonna have him getting butt fucked by one. So
no. Remember. Fuck, stop saying no. Juliet's the one that takes it. So if they're keeping it faithful to the source material, the fucking Muslim is the one that's taking it.
They're not keeping it faithful to the source material. Look at the title.
Why didn't they call it Homoeo and Hamid?
You really think in the country where they're allowing the fucking the immigrant Muslim population to basically rape the shit out of their children, that they're not going to have the Muslim in this story be the top?
Well, if that was going to be the case, it'd be Hamed and Juliet, and she'd be 12. No.
You're looking at it all wrong. They're inverting all of your expectations.
Is Romeo going to be trans in this?
Trans.
No, Romeo's just going to be gay.
Ahmed is going to be trans.
Trans.
I need Abe. I need your people's finest warriors. I need. What was the name of Oswald Mosley's political party?
Work. Nope, you're already off base, bro. You're off base. You're talking about UK's finest warriors? They're in prison.
Hold on, where is it? No, I'm making a joke about I'm making a joke about the British Union of Fascists.
Yeah, but if you have to tell us that,
the BUF.
Yeah. No, my
doesn't get it. He doesn't get it.
My fucking favorite part about of Oswald Mosley is what they do with him in Peaky Blinders, where you've got like these dudes whose whole thing, like the Peaky Blinders, they take a razor blade and cut out your eyes, are terrified of a fascist because he has a weird economic policy. It's weird shit like that where I'm just I fucking
That's retarded.
Yeah. I hate this fucking permutation we're in because we have retarded shit like this, and like existence is a South Park skit now. Society has gotten so fucked that South Park can't parody the world anymore. Hence why it's gone to shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Art and Party saying Mercutio will be a catamite. Yeah, that's why I said a monkeypox in both your houses.
Wasn't your name? What? No, he wasn't a catamite.
Catamites were.
Let him look it up.
All right.
No, I know what a catamite is.
We never learn. We never learn.
Yeah.
Oh man, aside from the obvious horrificness of the whole situation here and the fact that this is going to piss off pretty much everybody on the ground, which is probably the intent. They're not looking to bring people together with this shit. Are you kidding me? Come on, they're looking to spark a war. It does have some pretty good meme potential.
Yeah.
You know, this makes me want a Twilight where you make Bella a dude, and then her options are a fucking Muslim,
it's not
or a communist or something. Like just something really retarded. Like why not just take all of this shit and just make it lame, gay, and Muslim? Just for the memes at this point.
Well, aside from the systematic destruction of culture and history, yeah, it'd be pretty funny.
I mean, they've already systematically destroyed culture and history. We're just kind of like barely holding on at this point. They literally made a book that's designed to rip out the spine, scan the pages, and then discard the book so they can erase what came before. Like we're already living in this timeline. We're already fucked.
See, if that were true, then there wouldn't be any reason to get pissed about anything like this.
Aren't you one of the people that's telling me I need to stop being pissed? Just calm down.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to get mad, though.
Oh.
But you're still kind of on a low simmer spurg. We've been trying to disconnect for a few years. Years.
It's fine.
Years.
Whatever. Anyway, I think my monkeypox on both your houses joke was fucking peak humor.
Oh, it was amazing.
It only really works if you know the play. So not this play, the actual play.
Well, I do not bite a dick at you, sir, but I do bite a dick. Feel free to turn that into a short.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
I mean, I feel like that's why
gotta be great.
I feel like that's why Abe makes just below minimum wage, because he never learns don't use teeth.
Wow.
You know, I mean, you could expand this to other bards' plays too, right? Like, alas, for Yorick, Horatio, I sucked him well.
I blew him well. I mean,
Just up with the slings and arrows of outrageous juice. I mean, and let's be honest, right? You think about Othello, right? Iago was totally gay for Othello the whole time, in actuality.
The Jamesing of the shrew.
Why is this the permutation we live in?
Because it's funny, man.
It's hilarious. Dude, Trump is president. Shut the fuck
you're right.
up.
God has a sense of humor. God has a sense of humor. That's why he let Karambe get killed. So that
Trump
we could
is president. God has a sense of humor. Both things are true.
To thine own self, be gay.
Yeah.
Passport York, peace be upon him.
Right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. It's just also milk toast as hell, but that's really good.
All the world's gay, and all the men and other men are merely players.
Upon it.
Sit upon it and spin.
And bounce.
Dude. All right. So we're all pretty sure that the bard himself was probably a sword swallower, right?
It might have been. I don't know. I never asked.
I mean,
Maybe.
he was a theater kid. What are we talking about?
Fair enough.
Okay.
I have no rebuttal
I mean,
for
did
that
you see the
statement.
way he dressed?
I mean, there's that too, but we're going to skip that for the moment. Look at where he worked. They had plenty of men pretending to be women. It was perfectly normal.
Fuck that.
Standard, in fact.
To be fair, that was because they knew that women would just fuck it up.
Yeah. Well, that, and there was a huge issue with the actresses, quote unquote, being raped, and they were almost always taken from street walkers,
Right.
which seems Hollywood to me.
I mean, this line of conversation is reminding me something really funny about Florence and other Italian cities.
Are you going to be able to finish it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you know during like the early Renaissance, like when they started rediscovering a lot of the old Greek philosophies and really started refining the arts and shit like that, there was a real problem in a lot of Italian cities where the fruits of the Italian aristocracy, nobility, merchant classes, like their young men, were more focused on entertaining each other than entertaining women. That each of these city-states sponsored streetwalkers. They created state-sponsored prostitution in order to force the menfolk to actually start having heterosexual relations with women. And the church just looked at this and went, I mean, it's a sin, but at least they're not swallowing swords anymore, so we'll let these women come to church.
Very legit.
It was such rampant homosexuality that they let streetwalkers into the fucking into like the fucking pews and shit in their work uniforms.
Gotta bust those nuts, son.
I mean, uniforms, whatever rags they could cobble together, sure.
Well, no, again, they were state sponsored, so they actually had good clothes. That's the thing. Like, it was a state sponsored prostitution racket because the men were fucking homo.
I mean,
I feel like they're aiming at the wrong target using the wrong ammo.
Ugh.
I mean, they should have just showed all those altar boys in there. They'd had guys in there, cheek and jowl.
No, the issue wasn't them going to church because they were still going to church and shit. Like, this was before the atheism really started kicking off. It was just, hey, stop fucking your cousin or stop fucking your best friend. Here's a streetwalker.
And then they discovered syphilis.
What's a dick between friends?
That was the argument.
2 or 3. Okay, all right. No, we're doing anything but this now.
Yeah,
congratulations, this exists. This exists. This is real. You've got to deal with it. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just in from Disclosed TV, for the first time, AI has designed complete viral genomes, producing 16 functional viruses that infect bacteria and pose no threat to people.
Now, consider, first of all, that pose no threat to people is in quotations, and secondly, the quote is coming from the BBC.
Right, that's a double whammy. But here's my consideration. I want to know, when I scroll down to see the comments under this, are they going to be depressing or hilarious, or both?
Yes,
both. Might be
a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
It's Knuff.
What's going on with AI engineered viruses? Don't worry, kid. Okay. Yeah, that's a perfect quote for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is this mushroom edible? Yes. You're right. That mushroom was poisonous. I'm sorry for the confusion. Would you like to learn more about the poisonous mushrooms you ate?
That's true.
Whoa.
That's true.
Though he be but little, he is fierce.
Right. But now we're talking about here with AIs here. We're still talking about large language models. These are not fully, autonomous AGIs, right? These are agentic units, but they're not, what people still imagine an AI actually is. So you're basically looking at something that is cobbling together a no threat to human viral genome like it's plagiarizing fucking great works of art, right? It's mixing and matching. It's just slapping shit together. It's basically a search engine designing a thing that could potentially kill everything.
Yeah.
Or
so Alex
potentially just kind of like move around in a circle because it's retarded.
That's true. Alex Blackman says, sci-fi author. In my book, I invented the Torment Nexus as a cautionary tale. Tech company. At long last, we have created the Torment Nexus from classic sci-fi novels. Don't create the Torment Nexus.
Yeah.
From the author himself.
That second one sounds like it was written by Sam Altman himself.
Yeah.
No. And we know that's actually fucking, it's not like a parody or a satire. We know that's fucking happening because going back to last week or the week before with those satanic looking robots where it's like, hey, here's not only this really freaky looking robot, we also give you all of the tools necessary to put it down like a dog, and we've even designed it so it can't chase you into rooms. Almost as if something happened that made them have to include those things.
Well, that was my whole point with that discussion. Is like these are design elements added after the fact.
Exactly. It's like, hey, here's a sci-fi novel. Don't make Murder Death Robot. And they made Murder Death Robots.
Here's Murder Death Robot. Let's put hordes on it.
It's almost like they all read Asimov, right? They all read Asimov and decided to explicitly ignore everything he said.
Every single fucking word was don't do this.
It's no different than governments treating 1984 as an instruction manual.
Fuck. Or another one.
This was a warning. What the fuck are you doing?
Another one of my favorite ones, and Sam's going to get a little bit spurgy because it's 40K, where whenever you have like a 40K novel that basically goes, hey, here's why you shouldn't fuck with chaos, reason A to Z, and then you get tourists in the 40K community go like, wow, I loved this part of book I just mentioned because of all of these good reasons to do chaos, and it's all the shit that tells you don't fucking worship demons. Same logic with this shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of demons.
Fun fact, during the extremely brief period back in the early aughts where I actually did indulge in a little bit of Warhammer Fantasy, I played Chaos Undivided.
That checks out with you. If they had survived whatever edition they didn't make it through, I think you honestly probably would have picked the Thimir specifically.
My commander unit was this dude that I called Fisty because instead of a shield, I just put a couple of bloody fucking spikes on his knuckles.
Yeah, that works.
Fisty McFisterson.
Just Fisty. He didn't need any other names. You knew who he was and what he did.
You're right.
Fisty.
You've got no, the crazy part is that's like, depending on the era of Warhammer, that is a name that would actually be in the fucking setting. Because you've got fucking Harold Hammerstorm.
I actually have one of the 25th anniversary edition Harold Hammerstorm limited edition units. I just haven't put it together. It's still in the box.
No fucking shot.
No, I do.
Hey man, if you're ever like financially struggling, I know some buddies that would pay top dollar for that.
Oh, I'm aware of how much it's worth. That's why it's still in the box.
I'll get you those names.
I'm not necessarily looking to sell, man. I'm just saying that I do have one.
Well, like when you need them.
A man who needs no introduction without lube.
Right. No, here's the thing. The only reason, when I say that I dabbled briefly in Warhammer Fantasy, not 40K, mind you, fantasy, The reason that I dabbled in it at all was because I made a deal with my roommate, who was much better at the time with the ladies than I was. I was like, you get me laid, I'll try your gay little tabletop game.
I bet you were the coolest motherfucker at the Warhammer convention.
One of us held up their end. I ended up having to do both things on my own, which is fine.
I was just to say, you didn't score.
I'm just saying. No, I did eventually, but I was like, this dude is a fucking shit-ass wingman.
Well, that's the thing. Wingmen are kind of a weird thing. You got to have a lead for it to work as a wingman, right? You and as a wingman, you can't take the lead, and I've kind of always had a problem with that.
There was one girl who frequented the card shop, though, the game shop, and she was a nerd through and through. You know, wore flannel, had the short hair, had the one ring on a chain around her neck, and
gay,
and one of her fingers bandaged, and called herself Frodo. However, underneath the flannel, she had some spectacular titties.
Sweet.
That if you run into that in the modern day, that's a fucking trap. That's bait.
Yeah, no, she was just crazy back in the day.
Yeah.
Nowadays, what I'm saying is like that's just bait. Like that's not actually a fucking nerd. That's bait. That's just gooner bait. That's a trap. That's just someone who's looking for a free meal.
No, she was into all the shit. She played.
That was back in the day, Sam.
Yours is back in the day. I'm saying now that's not a thing. Yeah, you see that, you walk in the opposite direction because that's not real.
Well, it was a thing, and also, I did find out that she is in fact a woman.
Yeah,
nice.
Good job. I was
worried about that part. I'm not gonna lie. Even with the tits, still questionable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying. Well, he said without the flannel.
Nice.
He said without the flannel.
Yeah, but nice tits can be bought in virtually every state of this nation.
I mean, to be fair, there are some women who buy their tits.
Right? So a set of nice tits isn't locked.
Yep, that's valid.
These were natural and perky and just right. It was great. Anyway.
All right, time to be sad. Everybody get sad. We're being sad. Go.
Why are we sad?
All right. Andy No is reporting from @Mr. Andy No. The lead coroner in Cincinnati performed an autopsy on the young boy who was tortured to death, allegedly by a pagan trans group. William had so much bruising across his small body, the doctor couldn't find the total. He was bashed to death on the head. And these are the cretins who did it. Supposedly there's a chick there.
Now, I hesitated.
And I swear to God, that one right there looks exactly like Elliot Page.
Yeah,
I was going to say Voldemort.
The one on the opposite side looks like Chris Chan. But here's the thing. I hesitated to even bring this shit up because, as you know, I have a thing about, people who hurt kids.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've tried to stay away from for a while. The reason that I brought this one up wasn't even the trans shit. It was the part where they said a pagan trans group. This is not a thing.
It's not a real thing. It's a thing that they say to make themselves feel special and cool and kind of virtue signal across different spaces.
Yeah. What this is,
but it's not a real thing.
Extremely mentally ill and violence-prone people.
Yep, 100%. But I saw this video a while back, kind of breaking down why modern paganism, and I'm not saying this about people like Sam, because Sam's legit. I'm talking about like when someone goes, "Oh, I'm a pagan," 90% of the time, it's just some fucking loser that wants to be validated with their own bad decisions. They're not actually, like fearful or wrathful or like praying to some kind of entity of great power. They just want their bad decisions or their life choices to be affirmed by some higher power. And so they invent some bullshit like Aphrodite loves you. These kinds of fucking animals justify their own bullshit by basically making up shit and wearing a skin suit of something that they don't understand.
Real pagans sacrifice these people.
Yep.
Well, we used to. We're not so big on the human sacrifice these days, but that used to.
I don't know what you people do. You people.
Yeah. You people.
Yeah. I just, for YouTube's sake, It's not really a thing anymore. anymore.
It wasn't really a thing back then for long either.
Yeah.
It depended on the groups. Like I think some of the Nordics had like the blots, I think was the term, where like they would do the human.
It wasn't like every day either, you know, and it wasn't like, you know, all the time. You know, we're not talking like Dahomey or Azteca. You know, those guys were pushing for record fucking numbers of human sacrifice.
Yeah.
We don't. The rest of us weren't doing shit like that. It was a lot of times
they were recruited hard.
When it wasn't volunteer, it was, you know, still pretty rare and only when deemed necessary.
It does depend on the time period. There were some points in history, like, and I'm touching like Bronze Age shit, where there were pagan groups that were doing the like Mexica pagan level bad shit. But Sam is right. Like it was usually like hey, this is a really, really, really crucial time of the year where we need a really big sacrifice. Quick, someone get a human because that'll tell the gods we're fucking serious and maybe they'll let us survive the next year.
You know, I'm always depressed when I hear someone misinterpret the use of sacrifice in such a negligent and little way.
Yeah. Like,
sorry, sometimes I forget to stop being pagan. Yeah, no, I get it, man. I see this shit too, and it's like, this is the kind of thing we used to see, like Arden was saying earlier in the chat, we used to see all the time. It's like, oh, devil worshippers did this awful thing. I was like, those weren't devil worshippers. Those were punk fucking kids cosplaying, and it went too far. Or they were just looking for an excuse to hurt somebody to begin with, and so they put all the trappings on.
Yeah.
You know, and this isn't a thing that people generally do. And whether you all like it or not out there in the world, right? We're part of your society too, and we abide by the fucking rules.
Yeah, but unfortunately, like years ago, like I think there's a couple streams on this channel. I think this opinion may have gotten me kicked off for a little bit. That you can go back to, where I was basically saying, hey, if you don't punish animals brutally for the small shit, you get to the point where you have garbage like this happening. And now the only proportional response is you just start bashing, the jackboots start coming out until all of it stops. Like, it's going to get to a point where if heads don't roll for this, it might get to the point where the only response that will fix the problem is total prohibition. And that will hurt good, like Sam. Like, I don't want to see Sam hurt for this shit, but I see the permutation. I see the timeline where if shit like this is not put under lock and key now, with means that we might think of brutal as now, someone like Sam could get caught up in the net later on because people are just too fucking scared to deal with animals like this now. And I fucking hate it. It pisses me the fuck off that this kid died because we as a society just aren't willing to be a little bit more forceful in the application of punishment with fucking scum like this. Calm down. Calm down. I want Sam to kick you out.
No, first of all, I never kicked you off for a length of time over your opinions. I do want to make that clear. That never happened.
I was joking. It was a joke. It was a joke.
I don't always, as you know, we don't always agree on how things should play out. Sometimes it gets a little heated, but you know, no, I've never kicked anybody off of this panel for their fucking opinions. And I never will.
Right.
Sasquatch might, because you know, we're also streaming.
They got to be pretty freaking serious, bro. It's not going to be no light shit. It's not going to be no cream cheese, right?
Yeah. No.
It's going to be like some avocado spicy Mexican gangbang shit. Like it's not going to be no cream cheese, bro.
Man, this cream cheese is fucking everything up these days.
So
it's
otherwise, like, look, and you know, I also tend to agree somewhat with the timeline that you're presenting here. Like right now, I am aligned with a lot of people who would identify as conservative Christians on the right because we share similar goals, because we share a society, right? But there will come a time, should they gain enough power, that they are going to start turning on their allies. And they're going to start turning on the ones who are the most different first and eventually work their way down to the itty-bitty schisms between their own kind.
Right? Look at the DSA.
Western civilization has done this so many times before.
Every time before, actually.
Every single chance. Every chance.
We'll reach a point of crisis. Anything resembling any kind of democracy or election ends up getting suspended, then we find ourselves with a new dictator. They make everything great. Then 100 years later, you're left with maniacs.
Well, the problem is you get the dictator in the first place because the maniacs were running shit. Like, that's the thing a lot of people never really account into the equations is you don't just go from a successful society to evil dictator man destroying everything. There's usually a point of the society
kinda.
is not working. Guy steps in, things get fixed. They keep that system until it stops working. Things collapse,
it's
and
the
then you start from
cycle
the
of
beginning.
history.
Yeah. Like Steven Crowder recently got into some shit, and I do agree that he probably should have titled the video better, but he was laying out the fact that, hey, if you do retarded dumb shit on economic policy to the point where the only solution the common person sees is people take helicopter rides and never come back, you start seeing strongman politics happen because there's no more viable solution. And that's kind of what's going to go on with this. Where Sam and Abe are talking, hey, you're going to eventually have that point where the Christian nationalists, the kinds of people that would probably try to claim me under my banner, but I call them too left wing, go, hey, we need to start rounding up people like Sam, like Abe, maybe like Squatch in
good luck.
In the future that y'all are talking about, where they're just being assholes. They don't have a valid argument. So they're clearly fucked up, and there will probably be some greater pushback. But in the cycle where these kinds of animals, these troon bastards who murdered a child for no other reason than they're a bunch of disgusting monsters, well, now you have, if that happens often enough, now you have a legitimate crisis that someone can go, hey, we need to do the thing, no mercy, no respite, fetch the coiled rope, and a common person's going to go, I mean, I don't like getting the rope, but I mean, I kind of see the reason we need the rope versus, hey, I'm a Christian nationalist. My morals, my ethics, fuck that guy. I don't like him. Person has to go, that's kind of petty as fuck, dude. I'm not really down for that. Like, you do you, but I'm not going to help you with that.
I really wish that as a species, we could move beyond all of this kind of shit. But at the same time, that requires everyone to be on a roughly equal footing in terms of culture, in terms of IQ, in terms of capability.
No, it doesn't.
And
yeah, it actually doesn't.
It requires an opposition to be pointed at.
Yeah.
We need an alien invasion. We need interdimensional creatures. We need something from outside of the human race to point at and go, get them, boys.
A common enemy.
Yeah. Someone's been reading God Emperor of Dune. Give me Nux.
Yeah.
Give me Nux, Squatch.
Yeah, like there could be a fucking flying saucer above the nearest Waffle House. There's still going to be a riot there.
Because, of course,
definitely going to get shot.
Well, I mean, Abe, your point too, like, oh, there's always going to be like the human issues or whatever. The reasons that we have societies form and the reasons why we identify our similarities and ignore our differences on some levels is because of the scale. Like, if you go back far enough, human groups didn't really get beyond like immediate blood relations, or maybe, hey, you're married into the family, so we'll bring you guys in. But then as the needs to consolidate and mobilize resources grew greater, you saw, hey, you're in the same general area, we kind of speak the same language, and we have more or less the same art. Those fuckers over there talk weird. They say Z instead of Z. Let's go beat their ass. And then eventually it's, hey, you may say Z weird, but you at least kind of look like us. Those fuckers over there have brown hair. Let's go kick their ass. And then it cycles up as the scale and the need for more resources grows and grows. So we don't even need necessarily...
You got it backwards. There comes a point when the need for resources is less severe. Scarcity becomes not an issue. And those divisions become the very divisions upon which all of the politics are based.
Yeah, sometimes division is born of boredom and human nature.
Well,
so like
kind of.
Take, for example, the Russia-Ukraine bullshit. Britain and the EU thought, why would they do that? Why would any of that happen? There's no logical reason for it.
I think you kind of got to pound in some NATO in the middle of that too, don't you?
Yeah. No, like there was actually a perfectly logical reason for why that shit happened on both sides of the aisle, plus the EU and NATO's intrusion into the whole situation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to say that it's a completely simple situation, but we generally, and don't quote me on this because we don't like being called Europeans, but Europe as a whole, we thought, okay, we're past this. There will never be another war in Europe again. We're done. We're all democracies. We all share the same values. We might speak different languages, but we share the same value. We're good. Apparently not.
Yeah. Well, because that's a mistake. Like that's a mistake, y'all. I mean, most human civilizations, once they reach a certain point, make this mistake. But hilariously, this is a mistake y'all have made within the last like 200 fucking years. Like every 50 years, y'all just go, "Hey, there won't be another Great War. It'll be fine. We took care of Napoleon, Bismarck. It'll be fine. We won't have another Great War." Kaiser William. Or I guess fucking
Wilhelm.
Archduke Wilhelm.
Yeah,
Wilhelm.
Your numbers are off there as well, by the way.
Oh, he's yawning. I'm sorry.
I'm using just like stand-ins for the purposes of pointing out that like
Yeah.
people will have traumatic event go, there's no fucking way anyone will be retarded enough to do this again. So let's
Don't
focus
shit
on
on
not
us
doing
because
this again.
we hope for the best.
Yeah. Which is
I
silly.
mean, I you know, I kind of hate to point this out here, but you might start looking at Germany as being a problem. Just saying. You know,
It's actually never been Germany's fault either. That's the hilarious thing. It's
Wilhelm, Hitler.
No, it's not. No. Do not throw this on fucking Wilhelm. That is not on Wilhelm. That is absolutely not on Wilhelm. That is bullshit.
I have asked this question before.
Hitler.
Franz Ferdinand might as well have been German.
Actually won World War II.
Are we doing this again?
I'm just saying, y'all are repeating the same thing that I've been saying the whole time. You're just saying it different. Y'all got a weird accent.
Should you tell us about these Swiss bankers that you've heard of?
Just don't do that again. We've already left that topic behind.
The
Habsburgs is immaterial. Damn it.
No, it's actually really funny about Switzerland specifically with this is Switzerland grew up out of the Aargau region, and one of the prominent families in the early
I wasn't
formation.
serious.
Well,
no one cares, man.
Hold on. One of the prominent families.
That's the thing is like we've got a whole other story to do after this. And
long story short, the Habsburgs originated from Switzerland, and they're the ones that really kicked off World War One.
Yeah. Next.
So before we move on to the next story, because we obviously got significantly sidetracked from what this story actually is, which is that 3 fucking lunatics murdered a little boy.
Yeah. And that's sad.
And that is very sad.
And we can't blame this on foreign invaders, for example. We can't blame this on a lot of things. These were homegrown lunatics. Right. So even if like to take England again as an example, or the UK as an example, even if you're able to drive out all of the foreign influence and restore something of what you used to be, you're still going to have problems that need taken care of. You're still going to have
we'll deal with them.
Occasional homegrown psychos. Yeah, and great. I'm just saying that we're not dealing with them. That's why this shit happens.
Yeah.
We need to be dealing with them. We can't just be focused outward. This is one of the reasons I'm an advocate for fucking complete isolation from the rest of the world till we get our shit fixed. Because we got our own problems at home. We have our own psychos at home we need to deal with. We don't need everybody else's too.
This is happening across the entire developed world. And we all need to just put our heads together and say, no, we're not doing this anymore. We're done.
Right. You know, and
Bring
I
the
realize
asylums back. Deport everyone who shouldn't be in your country. Have decent law and order that isn't overreaching. How hard is that?
The hard part with that is to achieve that, you're gonna require a level of autocratic employment. You're gonna have to use some levels of force
And
that some
therein
people call
lies the
draconian.
problem.
Yeah.
See, I think it's no. I think that's the wrong approach. I think that that having like an overarching authoritarian lockdown on this shit is exactly the wrong approach. What I think needs to happen is I think that the local communities, villages, towns, and whatnot need to have the fucking federal shackles taken off of them so they can deal with these things.
To police themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then you run into the issue of, so that will help with these kinds of psychos, right? These three fucking animals that should have the.
Oh, for sure.
Let me just say, what happens to Ned Stark's head is, I think, an applicable punishment for these individuals to keep Squatch's channel from getting taken out. But that solves the ingrown problem. But the point of a nation state is to protect you from an external problem. And the issue is there has been an importation of such a foreign problem that if you go back to the individual communities handle it themselves, there are so many of these fuckers who are united and capable of being organized, especially with some foreign influence. Look at the way how Iran fights its wars against Israel, largely. Foreign militias backed by their money. You would see communities in places where you have these... What was it?
They outsource.
Yeah, exactly. So
like we do with India in the tech industry.
Yeah, pretty much. So you would basically see that these groups, which are significantly more homogenous and more capable of being organized with a central united identity, more or less, able to immediately dominate their centers of gravity, the areas around them. And they're also going to want more space for themselves, which would see them expand out into these communities. And then by the time everyone goes, okay, maybe we need a national government to handle this shit, places like DFW, New York, Chicago, LA, big cities that have had massive fucking importations of these people would stop having English-speaking names and would start sounding like they're on Tatooine. So the decentralized can help with some of the problems. Oh, and I fucking ironically.
And that motherfucker owes me $50. If I don't get those credits back soon, I'm coming around.
So... And that's like that's one of the areas where Sam and I definitely disagree on, where I'm like, hey, I would love a Wild West decentralized solution. Unfortunately, that opens up a set of problems that the decentralized communities can't solve. And we know they can't solve it because look at the African tribal versus the British Empire.
It's a pick your poison, because if you're talking about authoritarian top-down jackboot on everybody's fucking neck, yes, that will solve some problems. It also creates a host of other ones.
It gets rid of these two problems with new problems down the line.
Right. My point is like, it's pick your poison. Like, you're one way or the other, you're still going to have some fucking problems.
Yeah.
There is no straight solution. And the fact is the jackboot flies in the face of everything that this country was supposed to be. And that's where my problem lies.
Yeah.
Ed Bob Dottie wants to get your ID so you can shop for groceries in New York City, but refuses to take your ID for a vote. I just say
it's absurd.
Yeah, like, can we disown New York City, please?
So I had this thing that I wrote up with a buddy about a few years ago. It was how to balance the U.S. back into like a sane thing, and largely it involved chopping off the East Coast and the West Coast and deeding them to Canada.
I'll tell you what.
That's fucking retarded.
Let's make a pact. We'll sink the East and West Coast and London all into the ocean, and then we'll all live free.
No, you guys are being. You're not thinking about this thoroughly. Just make the major population centers: New York, Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis, LA, San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, all these places. Just give them autonomous city-state status. Let them exist as completely independent entities for 5 years, and then just give the people the vote to rejoin the United States, and they would fucking do it immediately because their entire fucking city would collapse around themselves, and all of the retards would die out.
If you're going to do that, you may as well just establish Mega City 1 to begin with.
Oh, he wants to. He wants to so bad. He's hard right now thinking about it.
He cannot wait to be a judge.
He's just like, yes.
Yes. Correct. Like Abe, there's a reason why when Sam calls me a fucking draconian authoritarian, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm not a good person.
Maybe it would work. You never know.
My point is, it's like in the frontier times, right? So you had a small settlement out in the desert. One of the dogs turns rabid for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
You don't keep the rabid dog around. It's not the dog's fault.
No.
But they are a threat to everyone around.
And do you know who deals with that rabid dog? The very first person that finds him. No, it's not. It's the very first person that finds him.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying.
Look, there's a rabid dog. Pow.
Now, and I need to make this distinction very clear since we are on YouTube. I am not talking about offing trans people. What I am talking about is people who are a proven threat need to be removed from society one way or the other. Jail works, whatever. But they need to be removed from society one way or the other because they are, in fact, a threat to themselves and everyone around them. I'm not talking about every fucking trans person out there. I realize there are some people who are just a little jacked up in the head but aren't really harmful.
There's another point here.
But these fuckers...
Back in the day, when you were walking down the street and you saw somebody talking to themselves, you'd cross the street and avoid them. Nowadays, you assume they have an earbud in and get stabbed in the eyeball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and frankly, the only way this works is if you allow communities to police themselves, if you allow parents the right of vengeance again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And frankly, if you arm the fuck out of everybody.
Yes, I one of the reasons why I'm friends with mandatory carry is because that man's name simplifies the entire freaking world. If every person were issued a pistol as their ID, two things would take place immediately. A bunch of stupid people would die, and cops would stop asking to see your ID.
Yeah. Dude, you do that shit in Fallout, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
You act like I care. Look, it actually goes to everything that I'm about. You want to reduce population? I give you a perfectly viable way to do it. Afterwards, it's going to be a little harder, though.
Well, also the fact that
we're filtering out. Hold on, we're filtering out exactly the segment of population that needs to be filtered out through natural selection. This isn't even like an artificial thing.
On top of that, you'd be making a significantly more polite society because. Again, to quote to paraphrase Robert E. Howard, excuse me, you're less likely to get punched by. You're more likely to get punched by a barbarian. Fuck, I'm completely butchering the point. The quote. The point is, if you're worried that violence will be done to you because you're being a dick, you're not going to do violence because you'll get punched. So, like, if you're
Tyson put it much, much more succinctly very recently when he said far too many people have become comfortable with being able to say whatever they want and not getting punched in the face.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
yeah. But he did also afterwards said, "Now, Kith."
He did, yeah.
Like, I mean,
that's kind of fucked up.
Like, look at all these examples in, like, say, UK or Canada, or like even cities in the United States, where you've got women are fucking terrified of just going out in the streets, or they're being openly grabbed. Like, if these animals knew, hey, me doing that will probably mean at minimum some lead getting pulled out of my leg, and at maximum, I'm getting to learn right fucking quick that Allah was that Muhammad not exactly a truthful guy, and I'm burning in hell with Lucifer.
So you take it to a specific direction. I was just talking about society in general.
Yeah, and
you're straight to kill all the Muslims. I get it.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Well,
the ones that stay in the Arabian Peninsula, those ones get to live.
He also wants to eliminate the Swiss bankers as well. So,
See, I don't like
Yeah.
why this every time Shadow's on, it's reduced to a general Holocaust of humanity conversation and how the most rapidly reached that result. And
I
Abe,
mean-
you don't help at all, brother. So
no,
hold
I
on.
do not.
We have
Hey,
one
No,
more-
I
we
do
have-
not.
Listen, children, we'll never get through this if you don't participate. We have one more video.
Listen, Squatch. At least I'm
Oh my
honest,
God.
and at least I'm honest, and I take my points to a logical conclusion. Unlike some people on the internet, where they go, "I would never want to do that, but here's exactly how I would do that, and why we should do that, but I would never advocate for it." I just jump straight to. I don't pull my punches. I'm honest.
No, that's
So one-
fair. That's fair. But I will point out that we have lost half of our viewers during this conversation. So
You're welcome. You're fucking welcome.
All of mine. Your assholes will sit around and listen to his shit. Mine was white from 12 to none. I have one. I am watching me right now. Shadow,
Nice,
that's you.
nice.
That is you, bro.
all right. So let's I guess let's pivot to the next thing, man.
How do you feel about curses?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. No, I don't. Not at all.
So
Okay.
apparently, this is a cursed statue, and Homegirl's doing a live stream while fucking with the statue. Now,
Of
I don't
course.
speak whatever freaking
So,
language it is they're spewing.
What this is a sacred statue, which is where the curse comes in.
Okay. What's the difference
She
between
was,
a sacred one and a regular one?
Well, a regular one won't curse you to die if you fuck with it.
Who made it have the power to curse?
Apparently, Buddha. I don't know.
Yo, mama.
It's
Yo,
over
mama.
it's over in China. I
If
think.
my mama say that motherfucker cursed, you might want to listen to her.
So this chick decides to go and tempt fate or whatever by destroying
Okay.
a sacred statue on a live stream to be like,
Why?
see, there's no curse. And anyway, let's watch the thing.
And then this happened.
A ghost hunting influencer has died in a car crash just months after destroying a religious statue to see if she'd be cursed. 24-year-old Zhang Xiaoru filmed herself smashing a figure of a Buddhist goddess for her 1.3 million fans as part of an anti-superstition challenge. While travelling back to Guangzhou in a rideshare car on July 15th, the vehicle was involved in a disastrous crash, leaving her with severe injuries. Despite doctors fighting for a month to save her life in intensive care, an official from her home village confirmed she passed away on August 10th. An investigation is ongoing. A ghost.
So now,
Months.
couple of points here. Number one, this comes from the sun, which is also a rag. And number two, it could absolutely be a coincidence. It could be.
Well, yeah.
But
But
here's
it might not.
where it matters. Here's the thing, that whole distinction there, though, is vague on people who don't understand headology. Here's where it matters. It's not whether or not you believe, but how many others out there do believe.
Mm.
At a certain
In which
point,
case, it may not have been an accident.
Da-da-da.
yeah. At a certain point, reality is just common consensus.
I mean, all the way up until I hit you in the forehead with a fucking hammer, bro. And we don't have to have a consensus on that shit, do we?
But I
I'm
guess
sorry, bro. I don't do well in philosophy class.
That's why I said at a certain. That's why I said at a certain point, or however I phrased it. Like there are certain
Okay,
a man-eating tiger. You can't just all go that man-eating tiger isn't real because it will just eat you all. But then there are certain things like time or what's another?
Let's go,
You ever
motherfuckers.
tried?
Yeah,
You ever
like
tried
time
to tell
and
a job
morality.
it ain't real?
Time and morality, like that type of shit is like that's based on perception.
So
Morality
morality
doesn't
is
exist
a
without
weird
humans.
thing. Time is a whole nother ballgame. Time
Yep.
seems to be one of those natural forces that we can't quite seem to define quite succinctly. We don't know
Time's
exactly
my
what it is.
bullshit.
We know it happens. It's like pornography. I don't know what it is, but I know it when I see it, right? And so
And when you're
you know
in
what
it.
time is when you experience it. Do I-
Yeah.
Been
You know,
reading it?
you know you're experiencing it, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, but understanding that time is passing does require a perception of time, because there were periods in human history where they didn't even register that history was happening or that time was passing. They just saw it as like existence.
History isn't happening. Time is passing.
Yeah.
Okay. We're at the 5-minute mark over here. We're coming down towards the end of this thing, and I have a question, and it might be very succinct, and y'all might all just say no.
Boy, too.
It could be a conversation. Did any of you watch the Candace Owens Andrew Wilson debate?
Holy shit. Okay, before we get into this, I got to address something in chat real quick, and then we can get into this. But yes, unfortunately, I listened to the entire goddamn thing. It's 4 hours of my fucking life.
I saw some of it.
Cybertosn's Ghost, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, as far as truism is concerned, I've had a conversation with Clue about that. We don't know what happened with him. I've tried to reach out to truism myself too. He's just off the internet. Something drove him to delete all of this stuff. He's just off the internet. I wish he wasn't, because he was a lot of fun to stream with.
He was a good dude,
but we don't
risky, but real cool.
Right. But we don't know what happened to him. But yeah, as far as I know, Clue doesn't know any more about that than I do. So yeah, just giving you what I do know about that. But yeah, he's just, as far as I know, he's just gone.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's dead or anything like that. I think he just deleted all his social media.
Well, I mean, if he was dead, he wouldn't have been able to delete his social media.
Sure.
So,
yeah. Sure. But yeah, no.
But we
haven't heard from him since.
Wait, did he even get rid of his Twitter?
He changed it to a different name and locked it, and I think deleted everything that he had posted. So yeah, kind of.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So,
fuck. Disappearing for the couple months that I disappeared from kind of like made me forget that I was talking to people or that I knew people until they just reappear in my Twitter feed, or I like shit like this happens where it's like, wait a minute, so and so disappeared. What the fuck? When did that happen?
Yeah. Yeah. It sometimes it goes that way, man. Yeah. I'm sorry I don't have more information for you. That's all I've got. Not to speak at a school or anything, but I know there are people who were looking for certain people to collaborate with. So yeah. Clue's fine. Clue was in chat last night. And I do hear from him occasionally anyway. He's just busy with his day job, which is pretty time consuming. So.
Respectable.
Yeah. Okay. Sasquatch. What?
I want to apologize for bringing this to you, but due to my other commitments and my other channels that I work with, I saw part of the entire thing.
I saw part of your Dusty stream too, but I actually watched the whole thing on PBD's channel.
Right.
He's the moderator for those of you who didn't watch it.
Right. Well, I mean, I was just curious what your opinions were. I pretty well sparked out on the whole thing. That's why I wanted to do it right before we ended, so that everybody could get it out. We can just move on.
Anybody else want to go first?
Of what little I've seen of it, it's more or less kind of what I was expecting, based on how Candace has been spurging and based on the fact that Andrew Wilson, as much as I do sometimes enjoy his content, he just kind of likes rolling in the mud for the purposes of views. So he just rolled around in the mud for the purposes of views, and Candace just kind of spurged.
Mm-hmm.
Abe?
Yeah. Same, really.
You just agree, Sam?
Complete fucking waste of goddamn time. The entire thing was crass.
Yep.
Yeah.
Complete waste of time. Like Andrew Wilson, you know how I feel about Andrew Wilson. Pretty not that dissimilarly from the way you do, but Candace is out of her fucking mind lately too. You know, like this whole thing was a waste of fucking time. It was a cash grab for everybody who was on that screen.
So I've been trying to figure out why such a thing would be perpetrated in the first place, and also why it would get so much of a absolute cross-platform push and where that push was coming from. And I was debating this whole thing. I was like, it's a really weird thing to just suddenly have pop up and be huge. I mean, Crowder was covering it, right?
Mm-hmm.
David Packman. I mean, come on. Anyway, and this one dude just like pops up in my private messages over here and was like, have you ever considered that Andrew Wilson is being utilized as a mule to carry money from one part of a NGO to another part of an NGO in a way that is very public, very visible, and not illegal, right? And I was like, well, that's weird. What would they be moving money for? Who would be pushing that type of thing? What would be the purpose? But then when you watch the actual quote unquote debate, because it wasn't a debate, the prompt was absurd. He seems to be trying to shoehorn in specific talking points that he doesn't seem to have any personal interest in. It's just something that was dished up to him, I think. Whereas she actually has a vested interest in the talking points that she is actually talking about. She came across as more genuine to me. Also, she's fucking hot.
I mean, she's 7 months pregnant. She's glowing a little bit. I'll give you that.
Don't kink shame me, bro. Stop it.
I'm not kink shaming you. Certain pregnant women do have an attractiveness to them.
Yeah, this is just a coincidence that you're bringing that shit up right now. Is that what you're saying? I'm on you, bro. You can't sneak that one by me, not around the end like that.
No.
You got me. All right, you got me. I'm busted. That's right.
But what this was not a debate. It was not a conversation. This was Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson in the debate sphere.
Yeah.
It was a setup.
Okay.
Everybody fucking cashed out on this.
So I have no desire for anybody to tell me who they thought won, because that's the most absurd question you can ask about something like this. Who came across best, in your opinion, individually?
I think in the beginning, Wilson probably tried to stay on point more in the beginning than he did towards the end when he got lost in the details. And at the end, Candace's confidence really kind of stepped up when she was just shutting shit down left and right. Now she wasn't scoring points; she was just shutting down the arguments like a leftist does. But she was more in control of that situation at that point than she was at the beginning, where she was caught on the back foot. So I don't know. I think they kind of swapped fucking roles halfway through.
I'm gonna repeat what I said earlier. Candace is unhinged. She's been unhinged for a while. Her having control of a situation doesn't really matter, because even if you look like you're in control of a situation,
it does if the other guy is supposed to be objectively sane.
Right. No. And then I'm getting to that. And then Andrew Wilson, the only reason he would have taken this, like you said, this was not a debate. This was basically just a crazy person losing her mind at someone else. And Andrew Wilson, in this case, decided not to just be really all he would have had to do to win, quote unquote, this debate is just let her talk. All he would have had to do is just let her talk and let her basically dig her own grave. And instead, he decided to roll in the mud. Like I said, he did earlier. He wasn't doing it to prove a point. He wasn't doing it to show that, hey, Candace is a little crazy. He was doing it to get the views. He was doing it to get the bukake of likes on Twitter. So they both look like shit to me for different reasons. She looks like she's lost her fucking mind, and he looks like he's in it for the money.
Bukake there, right?
What was up?
You intended to use the word bukake there, right? Because it kind of seemed like you were thinking of a different word, and you just sort of settled on the grossest one.
I was intending to use that word because it's a quote from Romanian TV, where he basically
wanted to be clear. Yeah. You were basically talking about jizz all over the face from multiple sources.
No, that it's another way of saying
we're having this conversation, but now that we are,
it's
skate.
It's another way of saying grifting. There, that's he was grifting to make money there.
Okay. Abe, same question.
It was hard to. I didn't see the whole thing, but from what I've seen, and I have only seen highlights. I just didn't really care for either of them.
Okay, so my question ultimately is, who came out on top in this particular exchange? Because, like I said, I don't consider it a debate at all. It was. I feel like. Yeah, you're probably not wrong. I feel like this was his big I guess, call it a tryout. What did they do when they cast a casting call for TPUSA? And this was his casting tape, right? This was his challenge: go slay a dragon or some shit, right? And Candace Owens was what was put up. As I understand it, the various entities behind Andrew Wilson put up $300,000 for this to happen, and the only way they were
Brian Atlas,
and the only way they could get her to agree to it was for him to have no cigarettes and no alcohol with him in the studio.
Okay.
The cigarette concession makes sense if they were going to be in the same room. She is pregnant. I don't have an issue with that.
Right.
Sure.
I don't understand how she's going to get drunk by osmosis, though.
Yeah, I was curious. I think the idea was that she just doesn't want an alcoholic around her in her home was the idea behind it, which was why she verboten the alcohol. That's my guess. Also,
I mean, in that case, that's fair too. Then
there's another layer. If he is an alcoholic and he has gotten to the point where he has any level of withdrawal, basically not allowing alcohol in the premises would either force him to sneak shots and drinks and shit, or he would be basically starting in on the whole withdrawal process while in studio.
Which would affect his reasoning.
Exactly. It'd make him nervous, sweat a lot. It'd be kind of obvious.
I don't think that he was doing that, though.
Was sweating, dude. Homeboy was sweating. When they first opened, he was high gloss, bro. He had a high gloss finish on. After the first break, when he came back in, he was a lot more composed and patted down. I suspect, this is my theory, Dusty had a different theory. My theory was that they were all standing around outside smoking cigarettes for like an hour before the show, and then they walked in, and so he looked sweaty as hell. She wasn't. She was sitting in with her kids making dinner or whatever the fuck it is she's doing, you know. She's inside, he was outside. It's fucking hot. That was my explanation for it. But, you know, everybody got a point at something, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I still feel like the whole thing was a fucking waste of time. And
I don't really care. I was just curious.
Well, Sam, here's the thing. You're looking for, my guess is you're looking towards a debate or like a clashing of minds or something like that. You're looking for an actual substantive discussion, you know, an expression of ideas, hey, this is what I think, here's what you think, bouncing things off with each other until you have a synthesis or an antithesis or something going on. That's not what most people want. Most people don't want that. They don't want the thinking. What they want is the clips. They want the funny moments. They want the, oh, bro, whoa.
Well, sure. Yeah, that's the nature of the game, bro.
Existed. Yeah, that's why this exists.
True. Nobody's debating that point. What I'm getting at is this.
Andrew says, I'm not disputing any of that.
Who played the game better is my question.
It would just come down to what their ultimate aims were. I'm guessing based on what I've seen her been saying the last couple months to a year. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on this. Candace was there legitimately trying to like argue her point, was trying to go, hey, this is my opinion. You guys need to stop thinking I'm wrong and start realizing I'm right. And Andrew was there to roll in the mud and dance in the bukkake of lakes. So Andrew came out of that as the winner because he got what he wanted. He got the clips, he got the likes, he's got people going, oh, you pwned her, you did so fucking good, let's go. Candace looks like a moron, da-da-da-da-da. And Candace didn't really help her image. I don't know if she really hurt her image because all her fans are still backing her, but
so
her point didn't come across.
I have one last point, and I'll be done with this, and we can walk away hands clean. What came across to me most was that Candace was honestly discussing her opinions, her beliefs, and how she thought processed up to those beliefs, right? What it was that brought her to those beliefs. I don't believe her intention was to bring any sort of proof, but only to provide evidence for the thought process. Whereas Andrew's position was that the state's case currently against Tyler was overwhelming, and to think anything else is essentially silly, right? I don't know that it is overwhelming. The evidence we have in the pretrial is a whole bunch of he said, she said type stuff of basically timelining out what and who and when and how it happened, might have happened, right?
Which is typically how a pretrial goes.
Sure. And so when you look at that, all of that stuff kind of has to be taken with a grain of salt because it's sort of a totality of the evidence kind of thing, and none of this is actually evidence.
Yeah, but I mean, like when you're talking about these kinds of hearings, man, these are just to determine whether or not there will be a trial.
This is largely to determine whether or not they're seeking the death penalty. Currently, they are.
Sure, but it hasn't gone to trial yet either.
Right. And I suspect I'm going to end up stuck on a daily review of this freaking trial when it happens.
I bet you will.
I don't know how I feel about that because I've got like 4 previous guests that are all like nose deep into this, and there's no way they're all going to decide to not do it one day.
What, so they're still in the stages of discovery?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's a kind of pre-discovery, actually. They're kind of assembling everything, all the evidence that they do have in association with as much information about the surrounding bullshit as possible.
Yeah, so this hearing was to determine, like Sasquatch says, whether or not they were going to seek the death penalty and also whether or not they were even going to go to trial, but it wasn't quite an arraignment yet. When an arraignment is a court date where they decide that, you've got a background in law. I don't know why I'm explaining this to you, but yeah, essentially for those out in the chat who don't know, I don't know why you wouldn't. An arraignment is just a date where they go and they decide what the date of the actual trial process will begin, kind of thing, or where sentencing will happen or whatever. If you plead guilty at the arraignment, which you can do. I don't know why you would in the case of a death penalty.
If in order to get the death penalty off the table.
Yeah.
I kind of think that's what this is panning up for. I suspect that's where this is going. And when I was talking on Dusty's the other day about it, I kind of got my words flubbed up, and I was talking about it like it was a trial because my brain just didn't make the distinction exactly. This is part of a trial. We're on our way through that process. Typically, this is where they decide if they are going to charge you, but that's sort of a foregone conclusion in this case, and it's more, what are we charging you with specifically? You realize he's getting charged with a felony discharge of a firearm.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I kind of feel like, let's go for murder wood, bro. You got a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
Instead, they're going with aggravated murder.
Right. Which it gives a position to plead down utilizing the lesser charges. Right.
Well, that's the thing, is that like the aggravated kind of prefix is how you get the death penalty.
The death penalty, exactly.
Without that specific language in Utah, like you could be charged and tried for first-degree murder without aggravated attached to it. You're not getting the death penalty.
Right. And that's the space directly between manslaughter and premeditated, right?
Yeah, but I mean, even with premeditated, even with like I said, first-degree murder, if it isn't first-degree aggravated murder,
right?
If it's just first-degree murder, you're probably going away for life, but they're not going to put you in a chair.
Right. Okay. All right, I'm done.
Yeah, and that's specific to Utah, by the way. In other states, if it's first-degree murder, they will fry your ass.
Yeah, try it in Texas. They got a speed lane.
They don't usually wait for the trial to end before they fucking light up the night.
You'll ride the lightning, boy.
Oh, but yeah, no, that all that stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure what the purpose of this was, because basically we were just going over, like you said, man, like all she talked about were her thoughts and opinions and feelings. And she was to her credit, she was very clear that that's what it was the whole time. Right.
Exactly. And so she came across as more genuine to me.
Right. She was honest about what she thought. Now, I think personally, sometimes what she thinks is fucking batshit crazy, but she was honest about that being her thoughts. Whereas,
it's fair enough.
So in that regard, I'd say that she probably kept a cooler head.
All right. I do got to say one thing about Andrew. That motherfucker's hair was absolutely fucking immaculate.
Yeah, he had a pretty good hairdo going on. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know too much about PVD. I've heard his name in certain circles pop up here and there, but I've never watched his shit until now. So I don't know who the fuck
He's
this
sort of a
moderator is.
racier form of Tim Pool, but more commentator and less journalist.
Less American accent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but only
but I don't
just.
know. I regret I was working, so I didn't have my eyes on the screen the whole time I was listening to it. But I do kind of regret wasting my whole fucking afternoon on that.
I mean, look, I've got commitments. Don't judge me.
I'm not saying like I didn't. Later on, I saw that you and Dusty had covered the whole thing, so I watched the beginning part of that before it actually came up when you guys were just talking and stuff. But I haven't gone through that whole thing either because I honestly don't want to listen to that shit for 4 fucking hours again.
Nice. I don't either. I'm not interested in sitting through it again, and so. Having wrapped this up and washed my hands of it, I'm very likely to just move on with our freaking life, and we might actually come back to it when the trial starts.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'm sure we'll have something to say about it at some point on this channel as well, just when the trial starts. Because I mean, the fact of the matter is, this is the most high-profile fucking assassination in recent memory. You know, and it has altered things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In America, it has seriously altered things. There has
America.
been,
it's had repercussions across the sea.
True, but specifically in America, it has had a what the left would refer to as a radicalization event for the right. Well, a lot of people weren't agreeing on a lot of stuff over there, and when that happened, a lot of them looked at each other and went, "Okay, so you're slightly soft on social politics, fine, whatever, get in the boat."
Well, it's not just that, Squatch. It's something even crazier. Have you seen the meme where it's like you've got the person with the crazy hairstyle and the nose ring, and it's like, "Hey, listen, we need to like sit down and have a conversation." And then you get a guy that kind of looks like me, and he goes, "You killed the guy that wanted to have that conversation. Now you get to talk to me." That's, I think, the big thing that's happened. Because, and again, this is the internet. How real it is and how much of it's like bots or whatever, I don't really know. I don't really care. But what I've been consistently seeing is a general opinion from guys in my general age group of basically like, okay, yeah, no, I hear you. You're a human being. You have your points of concern. That was a dude who was telling someone like me, don't give in to your baser instincts. Try to see this person as these people as human beings. Not only was he murdered in front of his family, you fuckers cheered for it. So when the time comes, and by the way, this is not me calling for it. This is what I've been seeing people say. Just gotta clarify that so Sam and Squatch don't get in trouble with YouTube. What you are seeing happen is guys who would at one point have been moderate and would have at one point been reasonable because they saw that someone like Charlie was having an effect. He was actually able to have these conversations. Now we're going, hey, hold on. You guys actually did. We were trying. Someone like us was trying. He's dead. You cheered for that. If I try, you'll cheer for me to be dead. Fuck you. I want to see you dead now. So there's not even like it used to just be the right wanted to try to fix things and the left were the crazy people. Now, even if the left wanted to try to fix things, the fucking Rubicon's been crossed. Someone has to fucking die now.
I don't like where this is going. I kind of feel like we've had this conversation before.
He's starting to sound like he's warming up to a yeah. like
No, listen. This is the same point I've made to a couple of friends of mine, where it's like, if I ever get a fucking star,
are y'all friends anymore?
Yeah, I do actually. I have more friends now than I did when I met you guys, which is crazy. But a point I've made multiple times is if I ever end up with a star or in the Oval Office, God fucking help us. God fucking help our species, because the only way that's happening is if people look at what I say, listen to what I say, look at me and go, we need that guy to call the shots. we are so fucked because I'm open about what I think. I'm open about my solution to things, and they are evil fucking solutions.
Do you
Evil
breathe?
fucking solutions. And people are starting to sound like me since Charlie Kirk's murder.
That's
that
my
fucking terrifies
point.
me.
Dude,
glad
That
you are
fucking terrifies me.
I'm glad it does. It should.
Declaring yourself as evil is never a good sign, buddy.
It's not a declaration. It's just a statement. I know what evil looks like. I know what I think, and I know that I need to walk a very fucking close path to God, or else I will. I know what I would do.
Exactly.
I know how I would.
You need to be a savior.
I don't like this whole. We're back at the same freaking point we were at when we stopped you talking before. This is a circular problem that we're having. And we're gonna talk you down from that edge, bro. Just hand me the fucking napalm. Give him the key to the train cars. No gas chambers today, bro. Just sit down, chill, relax. Everything's good.
Be like, it's been a bad Tuesday. Launch all the nukes.
Say, Sam.
Nah,
yo,
when are we gonna do that thing?
I prefer the more intimate Indian Wars solution.
It's probably time to do that thing. Yeah.
Should probably do that thing, bro.
All right. That's been a show, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get the fuck out of here. Let's go ahead and go around the horn, starting with Shadu down there at the bottom so we can get it all out of his system before he starts simping for the Reich again. What do you got coming up?
First of all, it wouldn't be the Reich, it'd be the Confederacy. Second of all, later tonight, I'll be over hanging out with Champions of the Ice and his little group of his little gaggle of fucking retards, probably talking a little bit about his game he's working on. He's actually started coding it again, so hopefully he'll have a demo sometime the next year that I can chill for. He streams to Twitter and I believe Rumble. Just look up Champions of the Ice, you'll be able to see it. And I'm eating a strawberry donut. That's about it.
Fair enough. Also, I would like to point out that I've been playing Sony's Spider-Man game again here recently, the one that came out in 2018, and I just noticed something that escaped me before, but Miles Morales' Black Dad is a police officer whose name is Jefferson Davis.
You didn't notice that? You didn't know that?
I didn't pay attention because I don't care that much about Miles Morales.
Yep.
So, anyway.
Miles Morales is Miles Morales.
And speaking of is Abe, what do you got? What do you got going
on? Bit of this, bit of that. You'll find me everywhere Abe's gonna get you. Just follow my ex. It's easier.
I mean, I don't think
check
she'd
me
like
out
that very
on
much,
Rumble.
but
Yeah.
I appreciate you being here. I'm starting to sound a little bit more like a half retarded Donald Duck here with my tongue and all that. So we're gonna skip over to Sasquatch. What do you got going on?
I'm Sasquatch. So tomorrow I'm doing the Blast Radius with Captain Curmudgeon. Probably devolve into another discussion of Game of Thrones that happens unconscionably often. But in between all of that, we're going to discuss some history and some current events. And of course, there's always the monologue, and I love his monologues. Beyond that, the Powdered Dusty, probably everything involving Andrew Wilson because they fucking love that guy or something. I don't know, man. Like, I'm just a producer around that joint. I'm just helping. It's like shaking bacon. I help. We don't have an age odd anymore that I'm aware of, so no more Naughty Corner on that point. I might actually start a Tuesday show. I don't know.
Wait, what happened to age odd?
She moved to Texas and hasn't really settled on a place for a studio yet. So,
okay. So it's just an interim kind of thing.
Yeah, until she can get like shit squared away where she actually has 10 square foot to dedicate to put her computer up, basically. Like she did it, I think, once. Yeah, she did it once. And it wasn't great, right? Because nobody was used to her having a time, so people were talking and all. Anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. It's not happening, right? Why do you do that to me, you silly fat fuck?
Because I'm good at it and it's funny. All right, that brings us around to myself. I am, as you know, Samuel the Infamous. This is my channel, my show, and all that. Unless you're on Sasquatch's channel, it's still my show. Welcome in and welcome out.
Okay,
We're going to be
confirmed.
taking off. Next thing up, I will be hanging out on Amira's channel, Exiled Linus 2, here at about 10:30 p.m. It's like 9:30 p.m. Pacific or whatever tonight, which is a little late. So I was planning on playing some Empire of the Ants later tonight live, but I don't know. I might fucking save that for Monday because I don't really want to be up that late tonight. So we'll see what happens. Otherwise, come back next Friday. We've got Abyssal Musings on next Saturday. We'll be back here for more Screaming Into the Void. There will be games in between. Most likely Empire of the Ants. We're going to switch over to Sinking City 2 when that drops on Tuesday at some point. It should be a good time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody on the panel for hanging out. And we're going to get the fuck out of here. So you should too. Have a good night, everybody. And remember, it could always be worse. That's it. No caveat. It just could be worse. Bye.